an LED. Get on us, Lord. Grenada are the best man's by far. Grenada are the best job in the whole wide world. Grenada are the best man's by far. Grenada are the best job in the whole wide world. Watch mass and watch Bacchanal, soca gone international. That's going around the globe, soca not just a carnival. Watch mass and watch Bacchanal, soca gone international. That's going around the globe.
Special good morning to our listeners via Classic Radio, whether you're listening 105.5 or 105.9. Welcome inside of the Mid-Morning Buzz. So those of you via GBN TV, whether it's Channel 7, Channel 11 or Channels 20, good morning. Welcome to another, of course, Mid-Morning Buzz program here. And we inside of course, Cooperative Spotlight. Let me say good morning to my guests. Let them, I'll probably do the honor, let them introduce themselves this morning and their role they're playing in terms of the conversation that we'll be having this morning. Starting to say, ladies first.
Yeah, that's right. Good morning to the listening public. My name is Suzanne Hood-Williams. I am the Chief Cooperative Inspector of the Department of Cooperatives. This morning.
All right, thank you.
Yes, and good morning to all viewers and listeners of GBN. It's a privilege to be here. My name is Anthony Schored, Cooperative Field Officer of the Grenada Cooperative League. I'm here this morning now to share with you on cooperatives.
All right. And picking up from last week we had an interesting conversation. We had, of course, it was Williams here, but of course, she had another representative with her. We spoke a lot about, we had certainly an interesting conversation of dealing with cooperatives. And in a continuation this week, we're here to talk about, the Grenada Cooperative League and certainly lots of information that will feed our listeners and viewers. Those of you who probably been sitting and listening to this, of course, interviews from week after week and trying to get a gas on where we're going at with the conversation, as always. And the information we share, you're probably thinking, hey, I want to get into our cooperative. How we do start it? This is what this particular program, of course, offers in terms of letting you know the benefits that can derive from being part of cooperatives, the good, whatever information that you need, certainly will follow. So we're kicking off this morning and having a chit-chat off air with Anthony before we started. Those of you who, of course, viewing and listening, stay with us this morning. There's an opportunity for them to win something this morning.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, you probably could win something this morning. We do have a question that we're going to be posting, and you can certainly give us a call 435-2041 when we do get into that segment this morning. Let's start this morning. Tell us about Cooperative, the business, the model, and why is it that unique?
Well, yes. Thanks for being on the program once again. You mentioned about people wanting to get into something, want to get into business. You must know the business that you want to get in first, right? What it is having it for you, what's the benefit it derives from it, how comfortable you are with it. Does it fits into your mindset or so? And the cooperative model is really a mindset that is rooted in long-term social values and financial values, right? So it's something that is rooted in our psyche, our social psyche, and our financial psyche. The benefits that derive from it is some social aspect and from financial aspect as well.
All right. Now, when you say the social and financial aspect, someone may ask you to expand on that a wee bit. If you want to expand on that, especially, let's talk about the social part of it. The financial part of it, I think anybody will understand.
Yes.
The social part of it, tell us.
Well, you're speaking about human development, personalities, human psyche, when you involve in a cooperative, you become an owner, and everybody want that kind of social status, social involvement, societal, economic strength, to be an owner of something. Everybody wants to own a business. Everybody would like to own a business, and cooperative provides that avenue that you can be part owner of a business, decision makers of a business.
I like that part when you say part owner. It's a way of saying it takes that heavy load off of a single individual, if I'm right about that.
Definitely. It also gives you an opportunity to air your creativity, because you're part of something that gives you that liberty to share, to be innovative, because you are part owner. So you can share your innovation, you can share your creativity surrounding that business that you are in. Everyone have no one person has a monopoly on ideas and creativity. So the simplest person that is involved in a cooperative has that privilege to express themselves, to share their innovation, to share their creativity in relation to that business that they are in.
And it comes around where ideas can be meshed together.
Definitely.
Because no, it's not you alone deciding, well, I'm going to bend this particular paper. It doesn't create an analogy. You can now say, well, and someone will say, if you go that way, it will probably be better. Someone may interject and say, let me do it this way also, and all three minds come together and create that final product.
Exactly. And then it gives you a sense of a good sense to say that, to know that your idea, your thought was considered, is considered, and even if it doesn't go your way, but at least your thought was pooled and discussed and decided upon, and then the best way forward was decided, even if it's not the way you wanted to go.
Let's talk a wee bit about the uniqueness of cooperative.
The cooperative is a very unique model. It's centered around people, as we have mentioned, people's development, right? Ownership, creativity. It's centered around people coming together, collaboration, right? And we know the power in unity. When you come together, strength derive. Yes. A chain is as weak as it's as strong as its weakest link, as the saying goes, right? So every link is important in that, and the construct of cooperative is of such as a chain. Right. You may have the highest decision body is the individuals, the members, the simplest member. And they have the prerogative, they have the power to elect people to govern them, right? Just like the electorate, the government structure. We, the people, the power is in the people.
Exactly.
Right? And we appoint politicians. We nominate politicians, we elect politicians to run the affairs of our country. So too is the structure of cooperatives. The membership elects specific persons to govern, and these people have to be accountable to the general membership.
All right. That's what we see from time to time. We do hear cooperatives, having that annual general meeting where they come together and so forth, and they talk to their members. And even though a member, as small as their contribution may be, they do make a decisive role in terms of the overall of the business. Definitely.
And at that meeting, the simplest person, the person with the least of it, still has a vote, right? And decisions are made at that general meeting, or critical decisions are made at the general meeting. Decisions can be overturn at that general meeting. Decisions that the management make prior to coming to the meeting can be overturned at that general meeting. That's why it's important, if I may say, that members of our cooperatives, when you're having your general meeting, please turn out and make a difference. Share your. No idea is too small. No idea is bad. It's good to take everything on, every idea, every thought on board in going forward.
As simple as it may be.
All
right. Now let's move to this other question I would like to ask, because I did ask that question last week. Of course, I hope we can get a little more in depth in terms of the response this morning on today's program. What are the benefits of forming a cooperatives? And I also asked what are the benefits of cooperative will gain from being part of cooperative. But I wanted to maybe give me a more in depth answer this morning in terms of what are the benefits of forming a cooperative?
Well, the benefits could be diverse, right? Based on the construct of what that which you are forming, what kind of cooperative you're forming, right? But generally, there are benefits that it tackles poverty and well, based on what you form in food security or security, job security, and so forth, right? But it tackle poverty. So people of different skill set or same skill set, like let me see if I could tackle some of the simple skill sets like masons, electricians, mechanics, these simple plumbers and so on, these seemingly simple professions or skill set. It will be very profitable and beneficial for a group of these people or people like such mind to come together, and they can form a big company out of simple circumstances like that, right? These are the benefits because you have resources pooling together, you have mindsets pooling together, you have expertise, and that is one of the benefits as well. Providing affordable expertise or expanding on the expertise. No one person, and expanding on the behind the liability of coming together, sharing risk. These are some of the business. If you go into a business by yourself, Glenn, you have to carry that risk, every risk of investment, whatever risk that comes with the business.
The financial part of it, the housing, whatever comes of that to form the business, it is upon you. A question comes to mind. In your experience, what kind of cooperatives is the best benefit? We understand the financial part of it. When a cooperative is formed, what kind of cooperative will yield the highest benefits?
Highest benefit. Well, you see,
I'm asking the question in the terms of your experience. You may say this particular, cooperative may have been formed. It could be a fisherman, it could be whoever formed this cooperative, but they yield the best benefits. Not only we're not talking the financial aspect of it. We understand the financial aspect of it, but in terms of benefit that derives from their forming that cooperative.
But every group that come together, I guess the benefits will be shared equally across, but it will be diverse, right? So it's not which one is more than the other, but the more people that can be involved in a cooperative, the more that you can get to do, right? Which means the more you will be able to benefit, right? The more you'll be able to expand, the more mind that will be brainstorming, and the benefit can be wider. Right, as I said, if plumbers come together, generally there are general benefits that would be for any form of expertise that's come together. You have the governmental support, you have the job market support,
pooling resources,
sharing, being able to tackle more jobs. So we're dealing with the financial aspect, you said no, you deal with that already, but the job creation aspect of it, that's one of the benefits.
Yes.
Right? More job creation, more people, more jobs, more job creation, more expertise, human resource, right? More people of the same mindset comes in, right?
Yeah.
And these are some of the benefits that you derive from forming that cooperatives. You can also have the opportunity of being more international, and that is one of the maybe you want to go down that road. The bigger you are, maybe, is the more marketable you are for international or regional recognition. So that's maybe what you want to tackle.
I can also add just maybe 2 or 3. The forming a cooperative benefits. Funding opportunity. I think Mr. Schored alluded to government sponsor, but you have donor grant.
Yes.
Then you also have a cooperative society shall be exempted from any stamp duty. I think this is the
those are some
profound one.
added benefits that
Yes, this is a profound one. Your taxes, your fees from the payment of income tax, corporation tax, and any other tax on your income. So other businesses may have to pay all these taxes.
All these stamp tax duties and all that. But once you form a cooperative, there's some exemptions coming there.
Right. So you would have that, and the democratic structure that we keep speaking about that ensures that the members' needs are met. Right?
I like the aspect of it now. When you talk about the taxes, is the weight of it does not come down on one individual.
No,
exactly.
No. Remember, cooperative is a group of persons, so it's not one man that gets in that. Even if that one member of a cooperative goes out to maybe to purchase something, they would have to pay the tax. But once it's to do with the business of cooperative, their business, then you are exempted.
All right, interesting benefits. Anything else you want to add, Anthony?
Yeah, you were talking about ownership. I like to talk about ownership because that's cooperative. And ownership gives people a stake. Some of us have shares in business. We buy shares in companies. These kind of companies.
Sometimes it doesn't really yield any benefits.
Sometimes you don't yield benefits, and sometimes you don't have a decision making in that. So you get something in the mail saying that you get a dividend or that, or you get a mail saying we can't pay dividend this year.
Nothing happened this year, so
we can't pay dividend. But the stake is when you, as a cooperative now, you have say, you have a higher stake. You have stake into whether you can pay or whether you cannot pay.
In a way of saying it to you, you have to know how the businesses function. You understand?
Ownership also, it boosts productivity. So when you own something, when you own your own business, some people have the myth of saying they want to work by themselves so they can get up, sleep how long they want, and wake up when they go to work when they want. But what I notice is that when people get into business by themselves or involved in something that they have a stake in, they wake earlier than when they're working for somebody.
So true.
They go to work earlier, they leave later because they have a stake. The more they put in is the more they will get for themselves.
Because the benefit that they derive from it on a personal level, and also for in general for everyone.
And ownership of being a member of a cooperative or being part of a cooperative hastens innovation. Right? It gives understanding of the business, and the best reason is contributed to the development of the business. Right? So you would always want to know that you give in your best, the best advice, because you're watching your business grow. It's like planting a tree. You plant some cabbages or so, and then you realize you need to mold. You wouldn't wait for the gardener or so, or some friend to come and help you mold it. You mold it for yourself. If you need to spray, you spray it for yourself because that's yours. You have that stake into that, and it will hasten the development of it.
All right. Interesting. We moved on to the question I want to. Now let's talk about the type of cooperative, and I think that's the, of course, that's where we're popping now and give us some, of course, in-depth details about that. What are the types of cooperatives?
Okay, so we're talking about cooperatives generally, and there are two types: the financial type and the non-financial. The financial aspects are the credit unions, and the friendly societies and the school savings union. There is a school savings union in all the schools. Well, I shouldn't say all.
Most schools have that.
Yes. And there is the non-financial producer service type cooperative, which we at the department we work with. All right. And we have set it aside as 4 categories, which you can do anything in those categories. And the categories are: we have agriculture, which takes a broader stem, broad. We deal with crops, you deal with farming in short crops or the traditional ones. Then you have the livestock, where we all know what is livestock. A lot of persons now are going into rearing chickens, broilers, and the layers and stuff like that. You have pigs. People rear a lot of pigs. They rear goats. They rear sheep, cows, and this sort of thing. Then we have the agro-processing, where we take all the fruits and the vegetables and do something good with it. Bottle them, jam them, this kind of way. So, and horticulture. If you realize how many years we have been placing
the emphasis on
first, yes, with all these lovely flowers, and I came into there and I love this.
All right.
So we have this horticulture aspect and aquaponics. It's a new thing where they use, I think, water
and the PVC
fish.
pipes and stuff like that. Yes.
I think the food,
I've been trying to dabble a little bit with no success, but
one person I think must have had that that aquaponics somewhere in Guave.
Yes,
they tried it. I'm not sure how successful it has been.
I've seen some folks who have some success rate with it. You understand? I've tried it. I don't think maybe it's not cut out for me, but
maybe time and mindset and all this kind of thing. Well, you are an electrician, so.
But sometimes you try to spread your arms a little wide, spread yourself a little wider. But,
and then we have the fishing aspect, where you can keep the fish processing, exporting, fishing technology. What they have tried, or they are trying in Guave, the fishermen in Guave, they are exporting fish now of the best quality. Right? Then they're looking at, we import a lot of saltfish. Yeah, a lot of that. We don't know what kind of fish it is.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of fish here.
That comes in, and we could have
right. So what we're looking for now is the best place to have these to keep those saltfish. I don't know what they use on it, if it's salt, whatever.
But there's a process that goes through.
Yes, there is a process. So they're working on that now. So I guess we would not have to import much, but have it in Grenada here, and maybe it's even sell it at a cheaper price.
Okay.
I don't know. I think saltfish may be about $15 or $18 a pound. Yeah. So we're working on that. Manufacturing, that's another category. Handicraft, furniture making, boat building, and garment factory. We have one local garment factory here in Grenada. And we are promoting it today. Handicraft, there are some much handicraft we have.
Not too sure, but I know the folks that deal with the blind, they were what they had a
they are not a cooperative.
They're not a cooperative. No. Okay.
But they do a lot of local stuff.
All right.
Right. We have one in Chantimel, and there is one in Pedmata.
Okay.
Yeah, they do beds and chairs and do all.
Okay.
Yeah. And last but not least, we have the services type. It's a whole list of services: janitorial, fuel facility, beauty salons, barber shops, auto mechanics, body workshops, graphic design, laundry mats, day and night care for babies and elderly, accountants, geriatric service, retirees, and the list goes on, because all of these are grouped as service to persons.
All right. You mentioned a lot of the type of cooperative. How much of these in the type that you have mentioned, especially from the agricultural part, how much of these cooperatives, if you have stats, I'm not sure if you all carry those stats with you today, how much of these, what is the success rate of some of these cooperatives?
Well, really and truly, we have spoken to groups, like farmers and stuff like that, but to some extent,
you're not getting the interest.
Yeah, we're not getting that interest. I don't know what is the issue. And I don't want to say it on air what is the issue, but we had a number of groups that we have spoken to in regards to farming, right? There was one we had registered some years ago, I want to believe in 2015. in the north of the island, where doing the tomatoes, all the short crops.
Okay.
But
never move forward.
well, it not really never moved. It did started, but for some reason it just sort of died out. You know?
Right now I know of two good potential ones.
Yeah.
I believe they are pretty much on the verge of being registered.
All right.
I'm working with them. They almost, well, I know one that is almost complete. Most of the main requirements that they have to do, their business plan is already completed. They have to finish up the bylaws and other policies that would guide. And they center around agriculture and agro-processing as well.
Okay.
Right? I think they're looking to enhance, not just stick to the agriculture, but broaden the agriculture with agro-processing and so forth. And I think they're on a good footing.
Okay.
The people that is around that group are very, very knowledgeable people, and I am anticipating that group will be successful in forming a cooperative and be a successful cooperative.
Because I asked a question, especially when it comes to the livestock, because we see from time in Grenada here, one individual's rearing pigs, or someone doing the chickens and stuff. Then we get a gluttony market because that one individual alone doing that.
That's the same thing Mr. Schored was speaking about.
I think
when you come to one person, everybody I, and they're not thinking about the benefits that could derive from being together.
Coming together.
So I ran my pig for myself.
if I lose, I lose.
If I lose, I lose.
Share the risk.
Yeah.
I need to share the risk.
I guess programs like this will certainly share the information that the individuals need to hear. Because sometimes I think the information of knowing the benefits that derives of forming the cooperatives, I think sometimes people lack that knowledge.
Yeah, but that's where we come in. We need to, as a department, myself and Anthony and other members of staff, we would go out and train these groups and let them know exactly what it is, what are all the benefits. Yeah, we have to do that.
Something interesting that was also mentioned last week, the way the managerial aspect of it comes in from the ministry itself. I thought that was very interesting, because sometimes individuals, they may have the ideas. Not everybody's a manager. You understand?
Yeah.
And where you could offer them the information that can help them manage their business in some way or the other, give them information to set a kind of a footing for them. I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
Also, I should mention here, though, maybe that is one of the problems. The cooperative movement is one of the oldest and largest business network in the world.
Yes.
And we as individuals, we do a lot of we reach a stage of a lot of online business, online shopping, online this and online that. And I could tell you quite a number of these online business organized business and companies that we do business with as individuals are cooperatives, or started as cooperatives and would have grown into big enterprises, right? They understood the model, they understood the importance of it, and they look where they reach. But we do business with them, but whereby we could come together and allow people to do business with us in the same way.
But do you think the problem could be market? The market part of it is a problem, or the marketing part of it is a problem?
There's several reasons. I don't want to isolate any problem, because it could be fair. People would have had bad experience working together. So some people rather work by themselves. They're saying if I fail, I fail. If I gain, I gain. It's better I make $1 for myself, or better I lose $1 for myself than to put 10 into something and lose it. Or this kind of mindset. But it's a mindset.
Because of having other people involved when you lose it.
But we need to change. We need to change that mindset and understand that togetherness always yield profit. Togetherness always more sustainable than be walking by yourself. It lightens the burden. The Bible speaks of it, Scripture speak about two is better than one. You understand?
I think we have a caller online may want to chime in terms of the conversation this morning. I guess what we've been saying seemed to have grabbed the caller's interest. Don't forget we do have the option where you could option of winning this morning. So we're going to pose that question shortly. Let's go to the caller. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Yeah, morning GT and morning to your guests. In fact, one of the things I was going to raise, your last speaker mentioned it, and that is about mindset. It's very difficult if you train people to compete against each other, to mistrust one another. There's a deficit of trust in our society. And also that experience of cooperative collaborative experiences. So it's going to be, it will take a Herculean task to really get that embedded in our society. And I think that's one of the ways we will survive. But we need to take a more, I would say, concentrated approach in having it done. And certainly issues like the civil union in the schools, issues about practices like civil union in the school could be intensified. And also we can promise young people opportunity for scholarship in cooperative studies and these kind of things as incentives. But it's very difficult, and I know that because I've tried to have cooperative myself throughout my time, and people say, yeah, let's do it, but when they have to put in the work, they don't put in the work. And that's a challenge. That's one of the biggest challenges people really given their share of it. And of course, the other thing is that we have created or educate people to be followers. So we have to also from very early start engendering the whole concept of leadership and entrepreneurship in the people. Into our citizens, so that they would that would be a good option for them. I could go on and on. And I raised the issue weeks ago about the need for us to have a department somewhere in IRCAM-CC or so where you could have cooperative studies as one of the places. We have MBAs and MBAs, whatever, business studies, management and so on for the regular business. We should have something where people can go and study that as a science or as a discipline so that they better understand it, and also encourage the society. We have seen how SUSU works. SUSU is a form of cooperative, although in recent times some people have been dishonest and so on, so that they've got against. But any cooperative activity, whether the credit union, the cooperative, or any things like that, we need to encourage that, because that's the only way I think we will survive in this hostile environment we live in right now on a worldwide basis. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Anybody want to respond to the caller? He did make some pertinent points that
yes, I could say he's quite correct. The mindset. I know our policymakers, from the league standpoint, we are considering partnering with TAM-CC and other institutions to see how we can get into what he mentioned about corporate studies on the curriculum. Mm-hmm. I believe the government is also speaking that kind of language of getting that kind of subject areas, that kind of study into the school setting, which is quite important. And if we doesn't change that, it will be an uphill battle for us.
All right.
I want to also say too it's cooperative, and cooperativism is an international something. And the United Nations has recognized the importance and the strengths of cooperatives in the world. And as a result of that, some years ago, they would have earmarked and identified July 1st of every year as International Day of the Cooperatives.
Okay.
Right? And this year, July 1st fall on the Saturday. So Saturday we will be celebrating International Day of Cooperatives worldwide under the UN banner.
All right.
And we have
anything special taking place in
Yes,
Grenada?
we have some activities. There's a team that the United Nations set for us. The team for this year is Cooperatives, Partners for Accelerated Sustainable Development.
Okay.
And you hear the word coming about again, sustainable and development. So Cooperatives, Partners for Accelerated Sustainable Development. And jointly with the League and the department, we have some activities. We are expecting an address or greetings from the Minister of Cooperatives. We are expecting that.
Okay.
I know we will be having a message from the League's president. All right, it will be all over social media and so on. We will do some press release and the giveaway. The giveaway that we have this morning is the first giveaway for the year. The activities will run throughout the month of July.
All right.
And we start the giveaway today.
All right.
So there will be other giveaways which will be sponsored by other cooperatives like the fishing cooperative. The service cooperatives will be involved, like those who do the janitorial work and the service stations and so on. And any other cooperatives that wish to get on board would also be part of that giveaway scheme.
All right. Well, before we proceed, this is an opportunity for viewers and listeners this morning. The question we're going to be asking: name 2 fishing cooperative currently operating in Grenada. 435-2041, 435-2041. And so there's going to be an interesting gift for them, for the individual, whatever.
Yes, it's
something interesting. 435-2041.
And today's fisherman.
And today being Fisherman's birthday, as we call it in Grenada. And so the question once again: name 2 fishing cooperatives currently operating in Grenada. If you could answer it, you certainly could win this one. And we do have a caller already. Let me see if this caller has the correct answer. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, me again. I make an effort. I think one is the Subi's Fishermen's Cooperative, and the other is the St. John's or the Goa Fishermen's Cooperative. I may not have the Goa St. John's one the proper name, but the 2 of them I could think about. One located in Goa St. John's and one in Subi's.
Well, I'll let the of course folks tell if you are correct or not. Is he correct or not?
Yes, he said it. So these fishermen cooperatives and the Goa Fishermen Cooperative.
All right. So we're gonna give you, when we wrap the show up, you could always call back and let me take some details from you, or if you want to give us some details now. I don't think it's
my number is 416-1247. Very simple.
416-1247. All right. And we make the necessary arrangements so you can collect your winnings. All right.
Okay. Thank you very much.
At the Grenada Cooperative League in Belmont.
All right, and they're saying that you can go to the Grenada Cooperative League in Belmont and collect your winnings. All right?
All right,
no problem, man. All the best. Thanks again.
Goodbye.
All right. And that was like pretty easy. I guess we come to the time of the morning when we're going to have to wrap. Any final comments before we take a wrap this morning?
Yes, I want to encourage people out there, our people, Grenada, and people of different kinds of skill set. I would like to encourage the media folks to get involved in radio announcers and other media fraternity to get involved in that. I would also encourage our farmers and our CMOS growers. I did encourage CMOS growers. I want to encourage our barbers and our hair stylists and nail techs and these kind of skill set. I think there is more benefit. There is more if you would work together as an organization. And I want to recommend you that you work as a cooperative. So seek coming together and see how we can form that organization called Cooperative, a cooperative that better benefits, more benefits, wider benefits can be given to our Grenadian people.
All right, thanks. Anything, Susan, before we wrap?
So, Mr. Schored has said it all. So I'm just going to end it off. Cooperatives, the way to go. Your choice, your chance, your business.
All right, thank you so much. Hey, folks, that's how we wrap up the Mid-Morning Buzz for today, Thursday, the 29th of June. Thank once again to all listeners and viewers. Have yourself a great day. Join us again for another edition.